So what we're going to do today is take a look at exercise 26 from Troy Stetina's Metal Rhythm Guitar Volume 1. And what we're going to take a look at here is slides. We're going to take a look at slides within the riff, and also when you end off a progression or a song or whatever, how to slide out instead of just letting something sit there and ring like yeah, I could fade it out, but it sounds even cooler is sliding out of something. It kind of gives you a really cool effect. So that's what we're going to take a look at. And what I'll do here next is I'll demonstrate the whole progression for you so you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. And then we'll just dig in and get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is start at the 3rd fret on the E string. You hit that chord. And then we're going to be sliding up to the 5th fret. Now, we're going to actually hit the first chord and don't hit it again. You don't want to go. Hit that first chord, slide it up to the 2nd chord. Just like that. And then after that is 2 more 8th notes. You're going to hit it 2 more times. And actually there's a chord note after that. You're going to hit it actually 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. So that's the key to that, is just making sure you don't go. You don't want to hit that. Slide and then hit that. Hit it, slide, and then 2 8th notes, and then a quarter note. Now, let's talk about rhythm for a second. It's always a great idea to take an open string or a chord, just one chord, and play the actual rhythm of it. So the rhythm over here in this beginning of this is, it's going to be 4 8th notes, 1 and 2 and, quarter note, 3, and then finally 4 and, 2 8th notes. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and bring that foot into it. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and get really good at the rhythm, because that's overall going to help your playing, because rhythm is just as important as the actual notes you play, and it's just going to tighten everything up. And then now when we're playing this riff, what we're doing is we're playing all downstrokes. So what we were doing at first is alternate picking, and that's really something you want to do also. I'm going down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So it's really good to get used to that. So even if it's all going to be all down picking, just get used to playing alternate picking also in that way. But we are actually going to be playing all down strokes, so we want to go ahead and practice it that way too. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and the tricky part of this is that you're picking on the downstroke and your foot's coming up, but your pick is going down, so that can kind of throw you off a little bit. So you're going to have to take your time. Definitely don't be trying to play it all even right at first, unless you're pretty good at it and you can nail it. So it's better just to go, okay, 1, okay, now I got to do and 2, and. Just go as slow as you need to go to get it all straightened out. Don't rush it. You want to really get rhythm. You want to take your time with the rhythm and get it right. And that's the way you're going to get really tight rhythm. So let's go now back to the progression. So again, 1 and 2 and 3. Here's that first part we went over. Again, 1 and 2 and 3. Now the last 4 and is just going to be your open string. 4 and. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and. Now you may have noticed something. I go 1 and 2 and 3. Then when I'm playing 4 and, I bring my whole hand down here, getting ready for the next time. So you really don't have to worry about putting your hand anywhere. You got plenty of time to get the hand in position during those last 2 eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and. See how I'm moving that right when I'm playing 4 and. So that's something to really get used to, because this is going to come. You're going to come across this over and over and over again. Now, if you look in your book, you see that riff, and then you see 2 measures that have a slash with 2 dots above and below. Now, what that means is it's a repeat sign, but repeating the whole measure. So that means you're going to play this. That's the first measure. You're going to repeat that again in the second measure, and repeat it again in the third measure, because you see there's another repeat sign in the third measure. And that's what that means. So where you normally might have dots on the either side of the measure or section, like you have in the first line. If you go all the way to the end of the line, you have 2 dots. That means repeat that whole line over again. If it's a measure and you have dots on both sides, it just means repeat that measure 2 times. But when it's played multiple times, instead of having a whole bunch of repeats, or just having one measure to play 3 times, it can be look a little bit better if you just instead have that first measure and you do the slash with the 2 dots and just do a slash with 2 dots again, and then that's how that goes. And then we move on to the 4th measure. So again, you're playing this 3 times. So now that I started the 4th measure, so the beginning of that is exactly the same. Or actually, I added one more extra there. It's so 1 and 2 and. Now what you gotta do is you're gonna actually slide up. Now you're going to just slide up. Don't hit it again. You don't want to go. You got to actually 1 and 2 and. Then you got to bring it over here to the 8th fret. However, you don't want to go and then hit it. You want to slide it So that sounds like 1, 2, 3. You don't want that. You want it to sound like 2. So you hit this. You hit that right when your hand hits that section right there, the 8th fret. And you want to do it right on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3. So here's the first line. You want to practice the first line all by itself. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then you slide out after 3, 4. So you slide it back down. And then when you slide it back down, brings you right to the next measure. I mean, the next line. That's what we'll be doing next. But you're going to actually play that 2 times. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So, yep, you want to do that 2 times in a row. Then we're going to go to our second line, practice these, get that line all by itself going really good. And then you're going to practice this one by itself all really good. And then you're going to put them all together. Now, here we're going to the 1st fret now. I'm going to, same idea. 1st fret. 1st fret to the 3rd fret. But what we're going to do is we're going to let that ring out instead of going up and using the open string. So we have 1 and 2 and now 3. You notice it's a half note. It's a line with a circle around the tabs. That is a half note. So you hold that for two beats, which is going to be 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then it goes back into the beginning part. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and then we're doing that just once, and then it goes 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we're starting out with something different. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then it goes back to what we did in the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and only do that once, and then 1 and 2 and 3, 4. There you go. There's those 2 parts. And then you're just going to go and put them together. I'll go through both sections here, but I'm not going to do them both 2 times. You want to play these both 2 times. So here is just going through, ignoring the repeats at the end of each line. So we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 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 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so there you go. There's exercise 26. Now, work on that, get that down. If you have any questions at all, then let me know. Otherwise, turn the page and then start working on whips and chains. Now, I'm not going to do a lesson on this. If you want to check that out, then go to Troy Stetina's Patreon page. I'll tell you in a second where to find that. He has all of the songs and solos from the books in there. And so if you want those, then definitely go over to there, support him. And it's pretty cheap. Like, I think it's like $10 or something, and then you can build up, pay a little bit more, get more access to more stuff, things like that. And what you need to do is go to Stetina.com, Stetina.com. It's really actually Stetina. I'm so used to, for decades, calling them Stetina, but it's really Troy Stetina. But anyways, go to Stetina.com or Stetina.com and look for a link on there for his Patreon page. I think it's on the front page. And yeah, join that. Support Troy and check out his the songs. And he also has some additional material in there that's really good. And yeah, work on that. And then what we'll do is we'll just continue on with the exercises right after Whips and Chains. And yeah, we'll just kind of continue on and do the same things we've been doing all along. So again, if you have any questions at all, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next lesson.